From KCRG.com, Iowa Department of Natural Resources reports more black bears calling Dubuque home. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. Remember to like, comment, and if you love talking about animals, share this show with everyone you know. You can catch new episodes throughout the day at Creature Guide Live on Rumble and YouTube. Now, let's get into the animal news of the day. So, Dubuque is along the eastern edge of the state of Iowa, which is bordered by the Mississippi River. And the Mississippi River is the longest river in the United States or North America in general, being an astounding um, 2,350 miles long. Bear sightings are growing more common in Iowa, according to the Iowa Department of Natural Resources and Dubuque County Conservation. This month alone, we've had 4 to 5 sightings. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. You guys are getting a lot of bears in the area. This isn't the first time we've heard of black bears over in Iowa, especially in the eastern portion. It would be a bit more surprising over in the western side of the state, but we have for the past 15 to 20 years, a variety of different accounts confirmed pictures of black bears hanging out along the different forested areas, even croplands of the Mississippi River. So, but the density of this is quite amazing. But we think it's one bear. Oh, I hate when it does that. You think 4 to 5 sightings. So at first you're assuming, oh, okay, 4 or 5 bears. No, 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 it's the same guy. Come on, says Dubuque County Conservation Executive Director Brian Preston. Or even worse, it'll mention, oh yeah, and he's by the way, he's been here for like 3 years. You could have just told me Bob's been here again. We think it's a bear that's been here for the last several years. No! I'm gonna I'm hurt. I'm gonna just tell you guys about the other mammals because I'm really disappointed. I predicted it. Oh, I didn't pre-read this. That was oh okay. Here is something that's not often talked about in the state of Iowa. This is the southern flying squirrel. And this animal mainly feeds on wide variety of different species of insects. Occasionally, it will go after fungi. And yes, it does glide, but not fly from tree to tree. So it can glide like at least, 140 feet from tree to tree, and like the different sporadic forests of eastern Iowa. So, yeah, this animal probably weighs somewhere around half a pound. It's pretty small. And yes, it is a member of the squirrel family. So there's also the American mink, which occurs in this area, but this is a member of the mustelid family. So this is related to animals such as otters, but it's a bit more distantly related to like American or Eurasian river otters. Um, this is actually a bit more close relative of the weasel or different species of weasels, stoats, or the wolverine. This animal barely reaches 5 pounds, actually quite small, but it inhabits the different marshes, ponds of Iowa. Well, not just Iowa, but different parts of North America in general. Has a very wide distribution within the continent and feeds on a wide variety of mollusks, different sometimes crawfish, a wide variety of crustaceans. It's quite carnivorous. Occasionally, it will go after small birds. And then you also have a wide variety of bats that live in Iowa. At least like 9 different species inhabit the state of Iowa. This is the tricolored bat. So this animal barely weighs zero point 0.2 ounces and feeds on a wide variety of moths in the region. In fact, there's at least 7 different species that this specific bat feeds on. And yes, it is quite nocturnal. Zero point 0.2 ounces. It is quite lightweight. So here is another picture of the mammal. Yes, bats are flying mammals. There's also the eastern red bat that inhabits the state of Iowa. It also feeds on a wide variety of moths as well as the caterpillars of those moths as well. This animal weighs somewhere around zero point 0.4 ounces. So it's a slight bit of weight difference in that realm. So there's also the muskrat. So this is one of the few species of rodent that inhabit the state of Iowa. This is a native to the region. Muskrats have very wide distribution within North America as well. You can find them all the way up to different parts of Alaska, close to the northern part of the Yukon, Nunavut territories. You just don't tend to find them different parts of the southwestern United States. Muskrats are related to animals like beavers, but they belong to a completely different genus. So beavers belong to the genus Castor, whereas this is Odolater. Um, and they don't reach much more than 4 pounds, unlike the 100-pound beaver. So let's go back to the bears. That was okay. And he probably just came out of hibernation. So this was earlier in the year, April 29th. If it was male, he's probably coming out in some point of early March, maybe even the mid part of the month, depending on how brutal the winter was in Iowa. If it's a bit of a warmer winter, it will push animals like bears out of their burrows, or sometimes not even a bit of a depression in the ground that they'll make. They can occasionally find like a bit of a rock crevice along certain areas and just use that for their hibernation place. Okay, and is pretty hungry. The black bear is native to Iowa, but was hunting to extinction in the mid 1800s. Nearly 200 years later, the tide is turning as Wisconsin and Minnesota black bear populations expand southward. Yeah, we have a very large black bear population over in Wisconsin. Wisconsin has up to 25,000 black bears in their state. There is more habitat in the state compared to Minnesota, but Minnesota also has a big bear population. There's around 18,000 black bears within Minnesota. So, and just to mention, there are no brown bears within these regions. Now, brown bears did used to inhabit the state of Iowa, like prior to the 1700s. But yeah, at least today, I mean, brown bears at this point aren't really getting much further east than like the eastern part of the western eastern prairie of Montana. So there aren't anywhere near close. It's really interesting wildlife story that's playing out in real time. The book is still being written. It's pretty neat, says Ivel Sizer. Department of Natural Resources fur bearer biologist Vince Evel Sizer says 59 bear sightings have been recorded since 2005. That's an interesting number. I mean, that's somewhat surprising and not surprising to me, averaging around 2 to 5 distinct bear sightings every year. Okay, that I didn't know. That's quite interesting. So, yeah, I wonder how old he is. I mean, black bears can reach at least 20 years. So, I mean, that's around that time. Let's see. However, this month's Dubuque sightings come after a confirmed Fayette County sighting in late March and before breeding season. Elvisizer black bears are most active during breeding season. Oh, Pfizer said or his bears? Okay, this is from late May to early June, meaning bears are more likely to make more appearances this spring. So, another animal that's in the region. So, when it comes to white-tailed deer, these are going to be not you. These are going to be a food source for the bears, at least a minor amount, considering there's a small population of bears possibly within eastern Iowa. There's around 450,000 white-tailed deer within the state of Iowa. So, yeah, you can pretty much find them throughout the whole state. Now, there's also the little water shrew. So, this animal is a member of a family of mammals that consists of over 380 different species. So, there are 380 different species of shrew throughout the world. And it is quite carnivorous. It feeds on a wide variety of worms, crustaceans, occasionally insects. And yes, this animal is semi aquatic and needs to feed continuously throughout the day. Has one of the fastest metabolisms of any mammal on Earth. Let's see. So we also have the swift fox, which only inhabits the central part of the United States. So different parts of um, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, even into parts of Iowa and possibly northern Missouri. So the swift fox is actually a close relative of the American red fox or even the European red fox. It is just simply another species of vulpes. But there's also the gray fox, which inhabits different parts of Iowa. It belongs to a completely different genus, not vulpes. So it's actually quite distantly related. But anyway, the swift fox is much smaller than the American red fox. American red fox could eat a swift fox. Swift foxes only get to about 4 to 5 pounds, and they're primarily they are omnivorous, so they're going to go after different types of berries when the season comes, as well as feeding on a wide variety of different types of rodents. Occasionally, they might go after even the shrews in this instance, or occasionally they might even go after smaller gophers or ground squirrels. Let's see who else. Okay, so here's just a picture of the pups. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this animal is not. It's actually a bit distantly related to the more famous eastern striped skunk, which more people are associated with. Eastern striped skunk is belongs to a completely different genus and opposed to the eastern spotted skunk. The eastern spotted skunk is only around four, is it? Yeah, 4 to 5 pounds, and the striped skunk can reach 12 pounds. So this is a much smaller mustelid. This is also relative of mongooses, hyenas, as well as the American mink stoats. But it primarily feeds on a wide variety of different types of insects. But he is a very unique mammal that's not often talked about. And also, the eastern striped skunk has a much larger distribution within the United States as well as Canada. The eastern spotted skunk only inhabits different parts of the Midwest and the eastern United States, not really reaching into like New England or southern Canada, southeastern Canada. Let's see, who else do we have here? Oh, there's also the 13 lined squirrel, ground squirrel. So this is a member of the over 70 different species of squirrel that exist within the world. And this animal primarily feeds on different species of vegetation. Occasionally, even during the fall months, it might go after different types of nuts to help store carbohydrates for the winter. But you can also find them not just in forests, but occasionally even in more open areas, but not necessarily like the prairie that you find like prairie dogs in. And just for reference, the prairie dog is a squirrel. So our last ones, no, I mentioned the muskrat. Yeah, they're quite common within Iowa. So let's finish with the bear. Okay, fed bears. Yes, we know this. Oh, oh, come on. Is that it? Wait, wasn't there? Ooh, wait, there's a video. Hey, there we go. Okay, so this is the bear over in Dubuque. He definitely seems like a healthy. No. Ah. Uh, okay. Yeah, he definitely seems like a healthy individual. I mean, this he could weigh somewhere around 350 pounds at least, maybe bigger. Could be a 400-pound individual. Just guessing by like relative to the size of the truck. But, I mean, to put on that type of weight, he's probably raiding different crop fields within the area, obviously going to garbage. But even though this might seem like an irrelevant thing to take into account, this isn't something you're going to find certain populations of black bears do, especially in different parts of Canada, even in more rural areas of the lower 48, like in different parts of Montana or Wyoming. That's why you tend to see much leaner black bears in certain areas of the western United States, is because they only have access to their different species of wild vegetation that they focus on, or different species of ungulates or two-toed animals within the region, especially like different black bear populations within Colorado. Some, especially within Rocky Mountain National Park, are very carnivorous. So, well, it's good to see that we're seeing more sightings from Iowa with black bears. I wonder if it's also occurring with the cougars and wolves that are occasionally spotted within the state. So let me know in the comments what you think about the black bears popping up in these um, these parts of the Midwest. From prehistoric to present, my name is Ethan. This is Creature Guide Live Daily News. You can catch new episodes throughout the day at Creature Guide Live on Rumble and YouTube. And don't forget to like, comment, and if you love talking about animals, share this show with everyone you know. And don't forget to catch our animal documentary commentary live stream on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central on Rumble, because nothing is better than all animals all the time.